Well, we have more, I guess, grim news in relation to, I guess, the gaming industry, and it's not like anyone didn't really see this coming. We didn't know what video game company it was going to come from, but yeah, apparently Ubisoft has decided to cut more jobs in America, and this time they decided to cut like 45 different jobs, leading to dozens of employees, I guess, leaving the company altogether. And like, what the executives say, it's a tough decision, but it had to be made, yada, yada, yada. And honestly, this is something that's not too surprising, especially considering all the bad stuff that's been going on with Ubisoft in the past few years. Um, I believe it was revealed this past year that like 5, like, top executives from Ubisoft in France had gotten arrested for moral and sexual harassment, and I believe, like, it was really bad because, one of the people who had gotten arrested, in, France was I believe he was, like, the vice president of the editorial and creative services. Can't remember his name off the top of my head, but, he had gotten detained along with the chief creative officer, so that's the CCO who had gotten arrested as well, and I mean, to think like it could have escalated to something like that, where something like that happens in France is just crazy. Because I don't think I even heard of things being that bad in America with Activision or anything like that. And not only that, but in France, um, like the Ubisoft workers had basically went on strike because they thought their salary was too low, and I think it was somewhere around the ballpark of like 700 Ubisoft workers who had basically went on strike because of unfair wages. And this was back in February of this year, so this was like months ago. And I don't know if like these cuts are a response to maybe like the fear of that possibly happening in America, or maybe because Ubisoft is not making as much money as they thought they would be making. But either way, it doesn't seem like Ubisoft has been getting a lot of positive publicity as of late, and it seems like all the negativity has overshadowed the positivity in relation to Ubisoft in general. Like the Assassin's Creed Shadows game is one that was subjected to controversy when we saw the I guess like the trailer for it like back in like May or June. And I guess like the biggest issue was we had a black samurai, which is on one hand it's cool, but at the same time it's historically inaccurate, and it's something that kind of offended some people. And we just live in a day and age where it's like, you have to be careful about what you do, what you put out, and it's almost like it's like you have to do whatever you can to try and, I guess, appease your fan base, but at the same time, not offend anyone. I feel like that's what Ubisoft was trying to do. And I mean, the gameplay looks cool, but at the same time, a lot of people compared some of the gameplay to that of Ghost of Tsushima, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but Assassin's Creed is still like really popular. But I feel like the game that came out this past year. Um, I don't know, it was not as big as Valhalla or Odyssey or anything like that. But, I feel like Assassin's Creed is still really big. Some people wouldn't even put last year's Assassin's Creed game on the same level as Black Flag from 2013. And I think that's probably one of the best games that Ubisoft had produced. Um, I don't think we even got like a remake or anything for that just yet. At least, not to my knowledge. But yeah, I mean, Ubisoft has been in the news, and they've been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. This right here, I guess, like to them, maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing, but considering all the stuff that's been going on with the company within the past like year or two, this is not a good look for them. I mean, this is like 45 developers who've been laid off across, and like San Francisco and North Carolina. So those offices are shutting down, and obviously a rough economic climate and not making enough revenue is obviously factors as to why they're doing this and everything. But but yeah, it's like I've said in previous videos, this trend is only going to get worse before it gets better, and it really makes you wonder what the future of gaming is going to look like 5 or 10 years from now.